Hello, everyone! Thanks so much for being here with me today for today's reading, or I guess this month's reading, even though there's gonna be multiple this month, duh. But, like, this is a monthly predictions reading, duh. It's in the title. Okay, let's, let's move on. Today we have three piles here for you to choose from. This is going to be looking at predictions for your September 2023, and we will be looking at love, money, career. In each pile, I started it out with a breakdown, so we won't go through all the questions here. You'll have that in your pile if you'd like. Without further ado, there's not much else to say here. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for being here again. For pile one, you have the unicorn card. If I can pick this up, I will show you. Let's get her in focus so you can observe. Very beautiful unicorn. And I have a Himalayan salt rock for you, if that is your fancy, for all my unicorn peeps. I think that just focused on my hand, not on the card. For pile number two, we have the oyster. Very pretty as well. We have lots of cool cards today. And your stone is the kiwi jasper. Let's see. I can get it focused, maybe. Hello? Hello? I want you to see how cute it is. Look at how cute. And pile three, you guys got the lamb. Very cute. Very adorable. And your stone is the malachite. Try and get this focus for you. The malachite. Very pretty. Okay. I will have timestamps listed down below in the description box, as well as all the decks used today. So feel free to meet me there. Bye, guys. Thank you. Hello, pile one. Thanks so much for being here with me today for today's reading. If you chose pile one, we have the Himalayan salt rock. I guess. I don't know. It came from my little salt lamp that I have over here, and I have another one over here. But thanks so much for being here with me today for today's reading. I'm really excited. I've never done, or actually, that's a lie. That's a straight up lie. I almost said I'd never done a monthly predictions video, but I did one once, like last year in October, and it was honestly really bad. So hopefully this shows my growth in skills and where I'm at now, and I'm really excited for the spread we've got going today. I feel like monthly predictions can be kind of monotonous. Everyone kind of does the same thing. So I tried to spice mine up a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at the breakdown we have here. You probably can't read anything, but I'm going to go through everything. So the first card is the main theme or lesson this month that you're going to be working through or experiencing. Then we're going to look at any astrology that it could be affecting you this month. I know not everyone is into astrology, but I feel like it's valid to keep in a monthly prediction because stars change every month. So, and then we'll look at how your spirit team is helping you throughout this month, as well as your main energy. So how you're going to be showing up this month to the world. Then, once we go to tarot, which today, if I can pick it up, hold on, we are going to be reading with the Likely Tarot. I wanted to go for, like, a fall theme today, but I don't have any fall themed cards, so I feel like the Likely Tarot is the closest you can get to a fall-ish feel, just because it's lots of nature creatures, you know? Anyway, we're going to be looking at love, money, and career. We're going to pull a couple cards for each, see what you can expect this month. And for love, we are going to be we're going to be pulling some extra cards just so you have some sacred connection questions you can ask them so you can create deeper relationships with friends, loved ones, etc. And then we'll close off the reading with the Flower Medicine Oracle, which I love, and we're just going to look at your final closing advice. But other than that, honestly, there's not much here left for me to say. So I think we should go ahead and start off with the reading. Now, normally I've done like the cards one by one. I don't feel like doing that today. I'm just gonna set out all of the oracles and we're just gonna have a chit chat about whatever comes up, and then we'll get into tarot. But so this is our last card, so that's gonna live right over here for closing advice. Let's start out with this one. So we have solidarity, and it says, The core is in unity, and the sub-trick is harmony. And it says strength within the collective. I'm not sure if you can see that. Pretty card. I know the glare is kind of hard. Sorry if you can't see it, guys. And then astrology affecting you. We have waxing gibbous. Look at how pretty this card is. I feel like this card kind of reminds me of fall. It's just the colors, the orangey and the tans. I like it. Then, how is your spirit team helping you? We have the voyage. Again, that glare is gonna be the death of us today, guys. And your overall energy, which I'm so excited to show you. You're the unicorn. You guys are the unicorn. How cute. I love it. Okay. I guess let me pull these down so they're more like front and center while we chat about this. And I did take some notes before I started your reading. So we're going to talk about all this right here, right now. Ready? Okay. So first thing I want you to know is when I started pulling this card, or just cards in general for your spread, it was 11/11. And so if you guys don't know, 11/11 is typically like a divine union number. It's also like a new beginning. So I think it's just even more solid that our first card out of your entire spread is the solidarity card with unity. There is a shift in your perspective of, I don't need to do things alone anymore. I can't do things alone anymore. I think you guys have maybe kept yourselves small or kept yourselves hidden, been in a very strong hermit mode now, but I'm almost hearing like it's due to confidence. Like you weren't super confident in yourself, so you were kind of isolating just to protect yourself from feeling down or just feeling let down. I feel like you've struggled with a lot of people letting you down or people not being true friends, but you've almost like through this hermit mode healed that part of yourself where you need to be alone to do everything, and now you're realizing and you're opening up to the thought of like, okay, maybe there is strength in numbers and, you know, strength within the collective. And I feel like you guys are going to be finding a really solid group of friends or a really solid group of business partners. Your communication is going to be much better than it has been in the past. Maybe you've struggled with people misunderstanding you or assuming what you meant before actually like understanding what you meant. And I feel like all of that is out the window this month. You're really going to be feeling strong with the connections you have around you. There's also a message of like opening your heart chakra, because we have all these like monk dudes. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. If it'll focus. I don't know if it will. Hello? There you go. You can kind of see it. So we have all of these monk dudes and they're holding like, I guess it's a flower, but the overall card is green, and green is the heart chakra color. So because they're holding it to their chest, what that's being interpreted to me is like you're regaining an open heart chakra. You're opening back up with others. You're learning to trust again. And I feel like this time around it's not going to be as painful, because you know the red flags to look out for people that don't align with you, but also B, you've already learned all the lessons you needed to about like partnerships, communication, things like that, and now it's time to reap the rewards. Like you've learned everything, you've passed the tests, however you believe, and now you're ready to have harmony with everyone, which is really cool. But I also want to go over this waxing gibbous. Now, waxing gibbous during the month of September will be from September 23rd to September 28th. That's when it'll be in the waxing gibbous phase, and it will touch Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces placements. Those are the signs the waxing gibbous phase will be in. So maybe those are prominent in your chart. You have prominent placements in those. But whatever, even if you don't, the waxing gibbous talks about things gaining momentum. You know, we're leading up to the full moon, the completion of a cycle, the illumination of all that's been hidden, all that we've been working on. So I do feel if there's any sort of creative projects or work opportunities that you've been working hard for or putting your head down, even honestly school, like some of you guys are really trying to reach a specific goal and you're going to be reaching it, or you're going to be seeing the momentum finally, or like how do I describe it? You're starting to see results or progress in whatever you're trying to manifest. I also, just because, like, I don't know why I heard this in all honesty, so I'm just gonna put that out there because it's in my notes. I was hearing like joint problems. Maybe some of you guys are going on like a big run, like a triathlon or like an Ironman or something, and that's something you've been training for months, and you're finally getting to that point where you get to show off your skills. And I feel like you might have a little bit of joint problems this month. So just be aware of that. Make sure you're stretching. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, feeding yourself properly, and make sure you're rolling out your joints. I don't know if that's a thing. I just heard like roll them out, stretch, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And there's also a message of making sure you pace yourself, because I think when we start to see progress in our endeavors, it almost motivates us to work even harder, which is great. It's absolutely great to have that quality, but it's also like you shouldn't push yourself to the point where you can't, like, don't push yourself to burnout. That's kind of the warning message here, but you will be seeing progress. You will be getting unstuck this month. I feel like the path ahead will be cleared for you this month, which is really exciting. And I feel like anything that's been hidden from you, any progress that you haven't seen, like sometimes our spirit guides like to do this little trick where they like just let us off the leash, so to say, and we just get to practice all that we've learned, and we're not super tapped into spirit, and we feel kind of like in limbo because we don't know what we're doing, but we also do know. And I feel like you guys have been in sort of this limbo period, and now spirit is coming back to say like, okay, you did excellent in that little like off the leash period. Here is some progress. Here are the seeds you've sown. And I'm so excited. I wonder, check which house Aries is in your chart, because we do end the month with an Aries new moon, and so I feel like the culmination of your efforts will be realized by the Aries new moon, or something monumental will happen by the Aries new moon, just because like we're gaining momentum throughout the month of September, and then we're going to see a culmination, which is very interesting. Let's also go to the voyage. So in the guidebook, it talked about leaving a Saturn return, or it talked about like having a Saturn return. And what I was getting from this is like, if you have been in the dark for a really long time, or you feel like life hasn't been fun, life has been kind of beating you down, maybe you've had to do a lot of extra work that you're not being paid for, or you're just not being recognized for all the strengths that you actually bring to the table. And I feel like you're finally getting out of that, or if you are in your Saturn return, you're receiving a break where you're starting to see the little progress you made after this really hard cycle. Because this also talks about like being led to your spiritual soul purpose. So I feel like I've talked about this before, like a little wisp from Brave, the little wisps that lead them throughout life. I feel like you guys are starting to catch glimpses of these wisps, and you're being more easily led down the path that is meant for you. And I don't feel like there's going to be a huge struggle this month. I feel like you're getting a break. You're starting to see the clouds clear, and also like a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know, because this looks like a very long voyage and there's the moon illuminating all this skyline back here. I just feel like things are going to be making progress, and you are going to be celebrating yourself for where you've been and how you got here and where you will go in the future. I also, with this voyage, I feel like, also touching with the wisps, if there's like little happenstance scenarios that happen and you're like, oh my god, this is like someone out there is playing a little chess game with things because this is lining up way too perfectly, or like maybe you're thinking of someone and then out of nowhere, like maybe this person you haven't spoke to for 5, 6, 7 years, and then you start thinking about them, and then out of nowhere you run into them and you guys start catching up, and then you're reconnected, and it's like a new person added to your new season, you know? That if random things like that happen to you, it is divinely meant to be. So look out for that, or look out for scenarios where it just lines up so perfectly. I think that's spirit coming through saying like, we have your back. We are protecting you. We are leading you where you need to go. I really do feel like spirit is going to be very active in your month of September, in the way of redirecting you, or maybe not even redirecting you, but giving you little cheat codes to accomplish what you've been wanting. I feel like they're definitely coming in this month to help you and help you gain all the rewards that you deserve, because I do feel like you guys deserve a lot. Hold on, I need a sip of coffee. Give me 1 second. Speak all day, wear my voice out, but it's fine. It's for you guys. I forgot what I was saying. Why do I always do this? Yeah, your spirit guides are going to be helping you this month fully. And oh my gosh, we're at 14 minutes already and we're not even done. Let's talk about your energy this month with the unicorn. So the unicorn talks, it literally represents the third eye chakra, and there's this like piercing, I don't know if you guys can see that, the horn is piercing through the head. And I feel like this group, especially if you've been going through your Saturn return or some sort of really difficult, challenging blockage period, you might have been debating your spirituality or debating if anything is really out there, if anything is out there to help you. You might have even gotten to the point where you're like, the world is just cruel and you can't rely on anything, and everything that I've accomplished is just luck. Like maybe you guys have taken a sort of pessimistic view towards life or spirituality recently. But I feel this month, random happenstances or good luck gaining momentum is going to really help solidify your belief in spirit. And it's okay if you don't believe me right now. Maybe you're just like really not trusting of spirit right now, and that's okay. Sometimes we get in those modes, but I feel like this month spirit is going to come through for you in ways that you can't possibly not recognize, and it's really going to make you have faith again. And that's not to say like there might be other times where you're struggling with faith, because it's a journey. I don't even believe in spirit all the time, you know? Sometimes I struggle with my faith, and that's okay. Our spirit guides are there to help us and guide us and understand. They will never get angry at you for not believing in them or for having questions or doubts. They love you and they are there to support you. And they want you to know that even when you can't hear them, they are there and they are working behind the scenes to help you in whatever way they can. And I feel like your third eye just in general is going to be strengthening. I feel like you might want to look out for new spiritual gifts or just some sort of like awakening signs. Maybe you've been having super crazy dreams and then the next day you realize, oh my gosh, I dreamt this. And like crazy spiritual things are going to be happening this month, and it's going to encourage you to keep going, like almost like this, okay, this is for real, let me try again. It's going to give you the strength to keep trying and to keep going. Okay, God, we're almost at 20 minutes, guys. Okay, let's pull out the tarot. I hope that is making sense. Also, can we talk about your spread? These are so beautiful. It's almost like the unicorn and the voyage go together, and then solidarity and the wax and gibbous go together. They just look very aesthetic, and I appreciate aesthetics because I'm a Libra. Libra gang. Okay, anyway, let's pull out tarot and see what is going on. Let me do a little shuffle. I never shuffle on cam, but I guess I should now. I don't have to contort my body because I moved my tripod. Also, do you guys like the quality now that we're using the camera? I feel like this makes my life a little bit easier, because prior to this I was having to use my phone and then editing on my iPad, but this past month I've been like saving a little bit, and so I got like my computer kind of fixed. I can't really use the internet, but I can edit, and then I got my camera working and I got a tripod. So anyway, you guys aren't here for my life. Let's talk about love. Let's start out with love. So Spirit, What can pile 1 expect during the month of September in love? There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, one more, please, Spirit. Maybe they're just like, no, you only get one card. Love for pile 1, Spirit. Okay. Let's see. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a phone call, but let's see. Okay, so for love, we have the 2 of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Page of Swords reversed. Interesting. Let's go ahead and pull for money. I'm going to shuffle one more time, and then I'm not shuffling anymore, because too much time wasted. Okay, what about money, Spirit? What can pile 1 expect in money? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. I feel called to take that. Okay, we're going to take that. 4 of Cups reversed. Why is everything reversed? I hate it, but don't worry, it's going to be fine. We have 8 of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Cups reversed, and career, Spirit. What can they expect in their career? Pile 1's career. Okay. 9 of Wands. What can pile 1 expect in their career? Jesus. This is... I hate this. I get the cards looking so pretty, and then they're like, ha 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 ha, psych. This is gonna look all over the place. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, and pile 1's career, Spirit. Jeez. Pile 1's career, Spirit. What is going on in pile 1's career? And we've got 10 of Pentacles reversed. Holy Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry for my Jesus lovers. Sometimes I just have to use his name in vain. Not disrespectfully, though. Or maybe it is. Okay. I'm sorry. I will refrain from doing that because I do not want to offend anyone. Okay. Let's digest this, shall we? So, it's interesting because a lot of people would see the cards reverse and they're like freaking out, this is going to be bad. But because this is why we do oracles first, because your oracles were so positive, I'm going to interpret these reversals in a very positive light, okay? So bear with me. I feel like we've already touched a little bit about this rockiness or this lack of trust with others as far as like relationships goes. Let me interpret it. So if you are seeing someone or if you're interested in someone, I feel like you've been going back and forth about whether to trust this person, whether to, open up to them and give them more. And I feel like this month, you're going to be finding the strength to express yourself. Because honestly, I feel as though your fear has been holding you back the most. It's not your lack of wanting to trust people, it's just the fear that is there. And I do feel like you are going to find a way to overcome this fear and to open yourself back up to others to create more balance, because I do feel like that's why you might be feeling out of balance, is just because you haven't been able to get rid of that fear, or you haven't, guys, we need human connection to survive. Everyone does, unless, you have some sort of thing that makes you not want human connection, And I think you've gotten to the point where you're craving it, and this breakthrough is about to happen. And maybe you guys, if you're single, you're going to be meeting someone who is really easy to trust, really easy to talk to, and it might bring up a lot of fears, but you're going to want to trust them, and you're going to want to at least try with this person. And maybe it's the first time someone's gotten you to the point where you actually want to try making things work. But you're going to be okay. It's going to balance itself out. Just be open to the change. I feel like there's going to be lots of opportunities this month for you to open up with people and to get closer, or to just be more social. And I'm not telling you to go out partying every weekend, but if you do get invited to something, you might get the urge with the Page of Swords reversed to say no. Just because you're tired or you don't want to drain your social battery. And listen, that is a totally valid excuse, or not even excuse, that's a totally valid reason to not want to go out and talk to people, especially us introverts. We get drained. Our social batteries kaput. But I feel like maybe there might be one day where you're like, I do have energy, but I don't want to go, and I think you're being encouraged to go. I think you might meet someone important, or you might have a lot more fun than you actually initially thought, and it will help to start break down those barriers that you've been putting up. Very interesting. And we're not done here, guys. We're not done. We are going to be looking at sacred connection questions, complimentary bites from my cat. Love that. But we have some for friends and for love. So, for your friendships, things you can ask your friendships to cultivate more trust, more love, more understanding. I'll just do one shuffle, Spirit. For friends, for pile 1. What questions can they ask their friends? Pile 1, Spirit. I swear, shuffling takes forever. Pile 1, Spirit. I'm just gonna take the top one. We've got, what is the first thing on your mind when you wake up? Nice. Let me put this away. Woo-woo. Can y'all tell I have ADHD? Okay, and for your love connections. Love connections, Spirit. Love connections. What can they ask their love connections, their love partners? I'm gonna choose the top one too. One more shuffle, and then I'll... Actually, that one wants to come out. Perfect. Okay. And this says, when you are upset, do you wish for me to give you space or be present with you? I don't know if that'll focus. I doubt it will. Hello? Hello? No, it won't. I tried, guys, but those are your questions. Rewind if you want to hear them again. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about money. So, this is a very strange message, but with the 8 of Pentacles reversed, I'm hearing you're gonna make more money from something that you're not doing as your, like, main 9 to 5, which is really interesting. I don't know why, because 8 of Pentacles to me talks about work, but with it reversed, and with such positive cards, I'm like, clearly you're going to be making progress, you're going to be making money, but I feel like if there's a side hustle, or even, like, maybe you win the lottery, and you win, like, $2,000, and you're able to just take a couple days off, like, those are crazy things that could be happening to you. Let's see, with the 4 of Cups reversed, some of you guys have been settling for less in your job, and you're not actually making as much as you could. Like, especially if we put this in the context of, maybe you guys have an Etsy shop, right? And you sell little crochet stuffed animals. Let's just put that out there. 8 of Pentacles would be talking about you are making more money from that shop than you do your day job, and it's because you've stopped settling for less, and you've actually adjusted your prices to a place that will actually support you and support the work that you do, and you're being paid fairly. And so the second you do that, Spirit is then going to send, like, so many customers, and you're going to be making so much more money because you've recognized your worth. Or some of you guys are asking for a promotion, and you are going to be receiving that promotion. Or some of you guys could be changing the way you do something. Like if I put it in context here, my filming setup was atrocious for the last, like, few months. Ever since I started this channel, I just couldn't get it how I wanted it. But this, I think, is the closest I can get it to how I want it to be. And for me, if I put it in context here, it would be like, you're changing the way you do something, and it does much better to support you financially. Like, this setup, I feel, is more aesthetically pleasing, and unfortunately, sometimes, you know, not everyone, because if you bond with a tarot reader and they're really good at their job, like, you will stay there no matter what their setup looks like, even if you can't see the cards. But some people really prefer to have, like, that aesthetic experience with a tarot reader. You guys are creating an experience for whatever you're doing, and it's making you more money. That's really cool. That's really awesome. And let's move on to your career with the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Now, these are scary cards, but again, because the start of it was so positive, I have to interpret it in a very interesting way. I got it. So, you know how we were talking about like little happenstances or like discovering, or sorry guys, the wisps leading you to a new path. I feel like because that's starting, you're starting to recognize that maybe the job you're in right now, your regular 9 to 5, is not what you want to do for the rest of your life. And maybe you're getting to the point where you're a little fed up with it, or even like worse, you maybe dread going to your job. And I think this month would be a really great month for transitioning to something that you really like to do. Like, say your Etsy shop starts popping off and you're making enough money to switch over to that. You guys might be able to do that this month, or you're starting to see the reality of that manifest this month. And you're starting to realize, like, this security that I've built my life around can change to a different security measure, you know? Like, maybe you guys haven't wanted to leave this job until something else got off the ground because you're like, I need this security. I can't leave this. I'm almost kind of trapped here, for lack of a better term. And now you're starting to see a way out. You're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Things are gaining momentum. And I think because it's the Nine of Wands, it's like that last final push. It's like, I'm not going to give up yet. I'm almost there. I have almost collected all of the wands. You're just really passionate and fiery, and you're ready to make the switch, or you're ready to, like, the second things align, you're going to make that switch. You won't be trapped in this situation forever. And Spirit is going to make sure that this transition goes as smoothly as possible, and you won't be out of security, or you won't have panic for a month or whatever. You are going to make this transition smoothly as long as you can hold out just for a little bit longer. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So, let's see. Okay, yeah. So I guess we're at the end of the reading, guys. We're just gonna end with our flower medicine oracle, and you guys have the Amaryllis with Pride. Can you see that? Amaryllis with Pride. Very pretty card. This is telling me, like, there's a clear message of, like, don't let pride get in your way. Or, like, maybe, how do I say this? So some of you guys need to really hold on to this situation until you can make the transition, and maybe you have a really bad boss that agitates you and gets under your skin, and it's like, don't let, like, your pride or your ego get in the way, or, like, sabotage this beautiful future. Like, if you can, keep your head low for a little bit, because it won't last forever. It really won't. And this isn't me telling you to suffer in silence. This is me telling you, like, things will change, and sometimes stirring the boat is not the best option, because there's big changes on their way to you, and you won't be in this situation for much longer. And the other thing here is, like, make sure you're appreciating the people who are helping you, too. It's like, I don't know why that message is coming through, but, like, thanking the people that helped lead you to where you're going is a big message, especially if you're making a huge transition. Like, if we go back to the crocheting business, maybe your grandma taught you crocheting, and so you're going to be like, oh my gosh, grandma, and you're, like, going to be celebrating her in some sort of way. I don't know. But Pile 1, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to give me a like. Feel free to subscribe and comment. I love reading comments, but I'm going to leave this there. Feel free to join us at the Mellow Yellow Tarot community for another reading some other time, but have a wonderful day, Pile 1. I love you. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for being here with me today. If you chose the Kiwi Jasper, hold on, I'm using a camera now, guys. Isn't this crazy? Kiwi Jasper, you've made it to Pile 2. Welcome to Pile 2. Let me get everything out of the way first, and let me focus, you guys. Clearly, there's a lot to get used to. Hold on. There we go. Okay, yeah. Couple things different. We've got the mic now. We've got the camera. We've got higher quality. We've got the overhead shot. I'm happy with where we're at. We also have coffee in a yellow mug. now is your time to go break out your little snack, your little coffee, your little water, whatever you enjoy. Tea, that's a thing too. Take a little sip with me. Let's calm down. Let's calm our nerves. That probably sounded really gross. I'm gonna put this over here. I hope that doesn't bother you. But, oh my gosh, thanks so much for being here, guys. I'm really excited to get into your September 2023 predictions. This is the second time I've ever done a monthly predictions video. The last one I did was like almost a year ago, back in October. And that one, to put it lightly, it was not good. So I hope this shows my growth. I see growth. I hope this resonates. Feel free to let me know. But let's go ahead and start with the breakdown. I'm sure you guys want to know what we're looking out for here today. Now, there's only so many variations you can do of a monthly predictions video, you know? Oh, the cat's just... okay. Because everyone does monthly predictions video, and everyone wants to know love, money, career, and so I tried to do things a little differently with the oracle cards, which we'll get into, but bear with me. I hope it's not another repeat of someone else's video. So we're going to be looking at the main theme / lesson this month that you're going to be learning, any astrology that is affecting you this month, how your spirit team is helping you, and then your main energy this month. What are you going to be embodying? And then we'll go into love, money, career with tarot. We'll pull, I think, 2 cards each, and then for love, I will pull some sacred connection questions with the love and friendship cards, just so you can have that and create deeper intimacy with those around you. And then we'll end off with a little flower medicine oracle card, and that'll be your closing advice. But I'm sure you're ready to get into this, so I'm gonna put this off to the side because that is our final card. Normally I go through the cards one by one, but I really didn't feel like doing that today, so we are just going to lay them out and we're just going to go for it. So, your first card, we have inevitability. Let me see if you can see that. Will it focus? Yeah. Inevitability. Kind of looks like the death card. Second card, we have Chiron. See if that'll focus too. I don't know if it will. Chiron. You know you want to focus. There we go. It's kind of... okay. And then we have inner strength. Inner strength. Will it focus, please? I doubt. Sorry, guys. And then we have the oyster, right? Oyster. Very pretty. Cool. Let's lay these out. Actually, let's bring them front and center. And I am surprisingly really overheating right now. I'm gonna go turn the air on. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. That was interesting. So actually, if we channel that, let's just go ahead and get started. I was hearing Overheated by Billie Eilish, and maybe that's one of your guys' favorite songs, but also I think the reason she created that song was because the paparazzi caught an unflattering photo of her because she wasn't aware that she was being photographed, and the media had a frenzy with it, and they treated her so horribly. And so I feel like there's some sort of smear campaign that you've been going through, or like maybe friends have just like turned their back on you. I feel like you guys are overheated. You need a break. You need to cool down. You're a little hot-tempered right now, and rightfully so. I think you have a reason to be. Let's go ahead and start channeling with inevitability. So first of all, this card says mystery, and it says the core is mystery, the sub-trick is wonder, and it says the ending isn't told yet. Now, that's pretty straightforward as far as the main theme or lesson that you're learning this month. I think there's a lot up in the air currently, or at least spiritually right now. I think it's saying, like, this is a month of self-empowerment. This is the month where you really get to have control over the outcome. You have the power to change your story into whatever narrative you want this month. But I will say, because these cards, like Chiron and Inner Strength, there's a story here that I'm developing. And, okay, first I'm a little scatterbrained. Some of you guys are struggling with self-doubt really hard right now because I'm picking up on that. Stop it. Stop it. I feel like September is a month where things are happening to you, and how you respond dictates the outcome. That's kind of what I've been trying to encompass. Because purple literally talks about mystery. It's the card of mystery, or the color of mystery, and this is mystery. There are things hidden from you right now, things you can't see. And I feel like some unexpected surprises are going to be coming. And honestly, the inevitability card, it has a skeleton riding on a horse with glowing eyes. That reminds me of the death card. So I do feel like there's some sort of death to circumstances, death to something that you knew. This doesn't mean a literal death, but I do feel like you are letting go of some things that have been around for a really long time, or have been a solid, secure part of your life for a while. This could be bad habits, this could be friend groups, this could be a work situation. Whether you're prompting this change or not, things are going to be happening this month to kind of like switch up the season of your life. I feel like you guys have been begging for change, begging for something new, begging for all these wonderful things to come to you, but you feel sort of stuck in your circumstances. Like you can't, like maybe if we go back to job example, like you can't leave your job because of security, and this would be spirit coming in saying like, oh yeah? We're gonna make you quit your job so you can finally push yourself to find what you love. Now that's a little harsh, but I do feel like there is a sense of like a wild card energy this month. Maybe out of nowhere, your circumstances are going to become so daunting that you have no other choice but to change or to find something else. Like, if we're going back to the friendship group that is making you heated, maybe they just out of nowhere turned on you, or like explored different avenues, and now they're like saying stuff about you, which is not your fault. You can't control what other people do. You can only control what you do with what they give you. And so that's why I think this is a month of, honestly, inner strength, because I feel like there's going to be lots of circumstances or situations that test you or test your strength, in the way of everything is leading you to better circumstances, but the initial shock, the initial blow, the initial change is going to be a little daunting, and it's kind of going to throw you for a little bit of a loop. But that's not to say that you can't get through it, because literally what I'm being shown, like, let's move over to this oyster here for a second. So the oyster, I was hearing diamonds are built under pressure, pearls are built under pressure in the dirt, in the seawater, in the gross underbeds of the sand, you know? You are being transformed into all that you've been craving. I mean, look at this Chiron card. I don't know if you can even, if I can get it focused. Hold on, because I have something I want you to see on here. Come on. Okay, so there is a little person down here kind of like in a shell. Oh, it was just 11:11. New beginnings, guys. Transformation coming. Little guy in a shell breaks through into his spiritual body and then ascends. Do you see that? That's kind of the system that's being presented to me. You guys have been begging for change, begging for your life circumstances to get better, and now that prayer is being heard, but there might be sacrifices, or there might be changes that you're not too happy with, but it eventually is going to be leading you to a much better, much safer place. So it's really calling you to have trust right now and have faith in the dark. This is definitely like one of those situations where you have to trust that there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. And this isn't, I don't want to scare you guys. Some people do really well in change and they can handle it and they can stay level-headed. Other people, it really rocks their boat and it throws them for a loop for a little bit, and that's okay to have both responses. I am just kind of being here to deliver the message of like, hey, this is happening. Do what you can to prepare yourself and prep yourself for unexpected things to not go your way, or maybe unexpected things to happen that eventually lead you to a better path. Do you, like I'm hearing the question, do you have enough faith to trust us that we are leading you where you need to be? Because some of you guys might be tempted to really hold on to these things that are changing. And all that's going to do is cause even more friction during this month. And it's so much easier if you just go with the flow. But that takes inner strength. That takes trust within yourself and confidence within yourself to understand that you will be okay. Even if we got rid of spirit guides or anything like that, if these things fall away, you will be okay. You will find a way to make it through. You can do this. I feel like I need to be a hype sesh. I feel like your guides are like, let them know that everything happening this month is for the best. It's for their growth, but not in the like, oh, it's for their growth, that's so no. This is because, like, who knows, maybe next month you're going to be popping off, but all of this had to happen in order to lead you there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Four of Pentacles comes up in one of the love, money, career, because I'm sure there's some aspect of your life that you really want to hold on to. We'll see later. There's also a message, especially with the oyster. Don't let people tell you who you are. I was hearing that Sabrina Carpenter song, All Because I Liked a Boy. Now, I won't give my opinions on the whole Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, whatever the boy's name was, like Joshua Bassett, I don't know. I won't give my opinion, but in Sabrina's song, she says, tell me who I am, because I don't have a choice, all because I liked a boy. And I feel like if you are struggling with people turning on you, or people just not, like, literally this month, I wouldn't be surprised if some people are getting so insecure from you empowering yourself that they're switching up on you. And then they're saying like, oh, you think you're hot shit, you're nothing, blah, blah, blah. And they're literally just projecting their insecurities on you. And so there's a message of like, don't let other people tell you who you are. You know who you are. You have to be grounded and firm with who you are and understanding who you are, because some people might try and shake your foundation that you've built this month. But this isn't, what they are saying is not a reflection of you at all. And that's so important to understand going forward with this month. If you can prepare for this month, what I would say is pull out a journal, pull out your writing utensil. You know, I've got my little pen, my colored pen. And I would say journal about everything that you believe about yourself, positive and negative. Try to focus on the positives though, because you are much better than I think you think you are. A lot of people are so quick to find judgments within ourselves, but we are so quick to find judgment within ourselves, but we can't always see the positives. Try to really focus on positives, but leave room for a couple negatives that you know, like, okay, I need to change this. Like, I need to get better at doing my laundry. Like, I need to take the trash out. Things like that. But don't be like, oh, I'm ugly. That's not valid. You are beautiful. That way, when other people come in and they're like, they say you don't work hard enough, you can be like, actually, I've already solidified the belief in myself that I do work hard enough and my work is enough, so what you say doesn't matter. It might hurt, but it doesn't matter, because I believe I am good at this stuff. The other thing, so as far as astrology affecting you, Chiron is actually currently retrograde. It started retrograding at the end of July, and it will be in retrograde till December 6th. So, it's also in the sign of Aries. And I would say, look at your birth chart, find the house that Aries is in, and see if that is having any significance this month. Like if it's in the 4th house, maybe your family all of a sudden turns really toxic and they're being really mean to you. And you look at your birth chart, see it's in the 4th house. Because Chiron is the wounded healer. This is where we pull out our deepest insecurities, the most wounded parts of our ego, and we transform them, we transcend them to the spiritual, and we learn to heal other people through our pain. I think there's a big message of don't play into toxicity this month. You are ready to rise above that pattern, and you're ready to release any patterns of self-doubt or self-destruction. I think you guys are the type to put other people's opinions on high versus your own, like on a pedestal. And it's time to reverse it. It's time to have confidence and trust in yourself and your capabilities. Because other people, they're only experts of themselves. Other people will never know you as well as you know yourself. And it's a really hard thing to get to a place where you can be like, you know what? I really don't care what you're saying or what you have to say about me. I know my truth. I know I am better and I can do better. I think your spirit guides want to say, while you're going through these rocky waves, wow, that rhymed, thank you, Spirit. While you're going through the waves or you're just feeling really stuck in the tunnel, it's okay to reach out to them. They're there for you during this time. And it's interesting because we kind of have a purpley pink theme going through here, which represents universal love, spirituality, like 3D higher connection. So you are definitely tapped into spirit this month, and they are leading you where you need to go. I think if you're ever challenged, or if you're feeling alone, or you're feeling like you can't keep going, talking to your spirit guides is a really great option this month. They will be incredibly receptive. I also feel the urge to say, like, if you sit down and talk with your spirit guides, you should be like, hey, spirit guides, I need to be shown a white dove whenever you're here helping me. And then I think throughout the month of September, you're going to be seeing so many white doves pop up at the most convenient times to help push you and further your growth, or not further your growth, to help push you to get through this challenging time. Because there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you have so much ahead of you. Okay, let's pull out the specific cards. Today we're going to be using the Likely Tarot. Really excited. Ooh, I need to get these up here first. Get them a little out of the way, maybe. Hold on. That's good enough. Okay. Let's do a little shuffle. Sorry, delivering messages like these, it's always hard for me because when I channel, I'm very literal, and then I have to remember, okay, you have to think about other people's feelings, and like, if I were receiving a reading with these cards, I would feel a little nervous, and so I try to be as caring and compassionate as possible while I do these readings, and if there's anything I can do better, like, please let me know, because sometimes I don't know if what I'm saying is hurting or helping. And I try to be self-aware, but sometimes, I'm young, guys. I'm only 21, so sometimes I just have to try my best and learn along the way. But let's go ahead and pull for love. So, Spirit, what is happening for pile 2 for love during the month of September? Okay. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. I just heard you're no longer taking anyone's bullshit. You really aren't. You're realizing you're the GOAT, greatest of all time, but let's hold it, Spirit, until we pull all the cards. Okay, what about money? What's happening in pile 2's money during the month of September? One more card, Spirit. What is happening? Or 3. Why not? Okay, we've got the 10 of Cups reversed. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. And upright or reverse? Upright. 8 of Swords. Yeah. Okay. And then, how about career, Spirit? What is happening in pile 2's career during the month of September, Spirit? Okay. Got the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles reversed. All right. Let's digest. Let's start with love. You guys are really, really finding your confidence this month. I know these cards might have been a little scary, and if they were, thank you for getting to this point with me, because these are looking promising. If you start doing that, like, list making of all the positive qualities that you believe about yourself, it is going to help further your confidence so much this month. I think you're really going to realize, oh my gosh, I have been sleeping on myself. People have been sleeping on me because they're insecure. But I have a lot of great qualities. I am good at a lot of crap. And I think you're getting to this point in love where you're like, if there's any relationships that are draining me, that aren't realizing my worth, that aren't treating me like the queen I am, it's not worth it. I'm ready to say goodbye. Like, you are really recognizing your worth this month, and you are not afraid to say goodbye to things, especially in the love category. I think you are going to start putting up boundaries in your love life, as far as like if there's people out there that are disrespecting you, or maybe you've been making excuses for people, or like their mental health, or you've been putting people on pedestals and saying like, oh, I can't stand up to them because they're my boss, or oh, like they're so much better than me. And you're starting to realize, like, even if someone has a higher title than me, even if someone quote unquote deserves respect, they also have to earn my respect before I show them too much, you know? Like, there's a difference between being respectful of someone and kind and compassionate, and then putting someone on a pedestal, you know? And I think you're starting to balance those energies out, and you're realizing where you've been placing importance on people that honestly don't deserve it. I need a sip of coffee. Coffee break. Take a sip, okay? It's time for you to realize your worth. You can't keep getting walked all over on anymore. It's not worth it. All it's doing is just hurting your success in the long run. And even if you can't see it right now, there are so many people in the world that will love you and would love to find you. There are people, like, imagine that. Sit with yourself and meditate and imagine what it would feel like to have your dream best friend. What qualities do they have? What about your lover? Would they bring you flowers every day? Would they text you good morning, good night every day? You know? And it might be worth it too to, if you don't want to immediately cut people off, come to these people and say, hey, you know, I've been making a lot of realizations about myself recently and working on myself and my self-confidence, and I've realized a couple things just kind of rub me the wrong way. Assume positive intentions in other people. That's the best way to create relationships, long-lasting relationships, but also be firm. Be like, hey, I'm sure you didn't mean it, but I've just realized that when you do X, Y, and Z, or when anyone does X, Y, and Z, it kind of makes me feel icky. Do you think that's something we could work to change or alter? I know you won't be perfect all the time, but maybe we could, you know, start forming a new habit. That would be a great way to set boundaries in a very kind, compassionate manner. And if someone gets upset at you or says you're being unrealistic, that goes to show that they were using your lack of boundaries to walk all over you and to disrespect you. And you don't deserve that anymore. You're done with that. I'm saying it. You are done with that. You're not doing that anymore, Pile 2. You deserve so much better. Okay, let's pull, because we are already at, God, we're at 25 minutes. Okay, let's pull some sacred connection questions for love. So this is going to be people that you're dating, romantically interested in, etc. What can they ask people that they are dating or romantically interested in, spirit? I'm just going to pull the top card when I feel ready. Okay. Okay. This says, what is your favorite memory of us together? I don't know if that'll focus at all. What is your favorite memory of us together? And yeah, that's a great way to create intimacy, to open up and be vulnerable and, you know, really learn more about what the other person values and what you value. And for your friends, because we are going to pull one for non-romantic connections, because duh. Let me do a little. I love these sacred connection questions. I don't know why more people aren't buying these. These are the crap. I'm going to have all the decks listed down below. Don't worry, guys. But these, I'm actually going to take both of those. So for your friends, you can ask, what makes you cry? And what do you wish your parents told you more as a child? That's another great way to talk about love languages and to just understand how you can better treat people and how other people receive love and how you can show them more love. Because I know you guys just want to show love, compassion, and kindness. And when you find those people that respect your boundaries and really cherish you, these would be great questions to ask and to create intimacy. Okay, let's move on to money. I'm glad that the Eight of Swords came out, because if I just had the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups reversed, it would have been a different narrative. But Eight of Swords literally talks about not seeing things. You are holding yourself back right now, or in this situation. And you're doing it because you're not recognizing your worth, or you're not recognizing the solution. The Eight of Swords typically has someone with their eyes blindfolded and they're all wrapped up. But it's typically a sign of our own making. Like we're refusing to see the truth, we're refusing to move forward, or we're getting stuck in our head, anxiety, things like that. We really are our own biggest problem when it comes to the Eight of Swords. I feel like money is not going to be its highest this month. And partially, it's because you're not recognizing your worth, or that you deserve better, or you don't see the way out yet. Okay, sorry about that. My camera shut off, so we're gonna try and remember what we were saying. Clearly it wasn't important. Five of Pentacles. There was a message that I was talking about here of either, okay, I'm just gonna say it. So some of you guys, if you're going through divorce, it's really important that you read the very, very, very fine print of things, and that you keep a hawk eye on your finances and where money is going, because I do feel, and I don't like giving this message, but I do have a strong sense that if you're going through a divorce, your ex-partner might try to weasel more money from you than they deserve, just to spite you, which is so... I don't understand why people can't be mature in situations like this. I don't understand why people have to turn into the nastiest versions of themselves when they go through something like this, and especially trying to come after innocent people, because I'm sure if you're going through a divorce, there's a absolutely valid reason that you guys decided to separate, and this is why... I don't know, I just pay attention to your finances, read the fine print. There is also a message of like, you might be losing money. Maybe you get a car ticket. Maybe you get a speeding ticket. Maybe you get a fine for parking in the wrong spot. Like, there's going to be an unexpected event, and maybe this is what we were talking about, like something pops up that you need to pay off, and it might drain a little bit of your finances this month. I'm sorry. There's also a message if you feel wronged by some sort of system, like if a cop gives you a ticket just because they were being mean, or if your boss docks you pay just because they're being mean, or they take your PTO or something like that just because they're being... like they're targeting you specifically, and you feel, maybe this is the message, and you feel like you have nowhere to go because this person has leverage against you. This is saying you do have the power to fight back, and to fight back legally and get back what is yours. Because I do feel a sense of being taken advantage of with your finances this month, or someone messing with your finances for no reason, might I add. Let's go over to career. I do feel like this is a situation where you have the intuitive feeling that it is time for you to leave this job, or that there's something greater out there, but you're still holding on. Because the Eight of Cups upright talks about walking away and making a long journey. You might not want to, but you do it anyway. But with it reversed, it's like something keeps holding you back, and it could be, honestly, it honestly could be security. And I will never flame anyone or tell people that they need to quit their job and blah, blah, blah because Spirit told them to. If you feel intuitively that you need to hold on to this job for a smidge longer just to have that security, do that. But I think these cards are coming through to confirm what your intuition is telling you and confirm what you are making plans for, that it is time to find a different career, to find a more fulfilling position. I just feel like you guys are not being valued in the area that you are assigned to. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But people aren't recognizing your worth, and it's unfair to you because you do work hard. They're not taking into account of all of the other life stressors that are there. Like maybe you forgot to do one thing and then someone blows up at work on you, and it's like, whoa, like I'm going through a divorce, I've got kids, I've got my money's flying everywhere, and then this person is just refusing to understand that you're a human being and everyone makes mistakes. Do you get this feeling that you're in a situation where you have almost like a tyrannical boss, or just almost like a dictatorship? That is horrible. And I think, let me pull one more for career, because I just want a little extra. One more for career, Spirit, for pile 2. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. It's on its side, upright or reversed? Reversed, yeah. When you are ready to leave this security will find you again. That's the main message here, is like, you don't have to walk away right now. Spirit understands, but they do want you to be aware that it is not going to turn into a more positive thing in the future. This will only continue to get a little more daunting and annoying as the days go by. So make plans, start to make plans soon, and do what you can to take care of you, and Spirit will also take care of you as well. But okay, we are almost at 40 minutes. Let's move on to your last card, and we have self-reliance with anemone? Maybe it's anemone. I don't know. Let's see if... Oh, moving the camera. It's a really pretty card. I like it. Very pretty. Self-reliance, yeah. And that just goes right along with inner strength, you know? It's having the courage. It's not even, you don't even need confidence right now. You don't need anything. It comes back to bravery and self-reliance. You are brave enough to get through whatever's going on, and you are intelligent enough, strong enough, sweet enough, kind enough to get through anything and to come out on top at the end. That is all I have for you, pile 2. Thanks so much for being here with me today for your September 2023 prediction. I hope this helped you. I hope it didn't give you too much anxiety. I am only here to confirm what you're already intuitively feeling and how you can manage the energies, I guess I would say. But feel free to leave a like, feel free to comment. I love reading comments. Of course, you can join the Mellow Yellow Tarot family here on YouTube with a quick subscribe. Push the bell notification if you want to get updates for when I post, but I won't force you. I can't force you. With that being said, thanks so much thanks so much, pile 2, for being here with me today. Have a wonderful day, wonderful month. Bye-bye. Hey pile 3, thanks so much for being here with me today for today's reading for your September 2023 predictions. Thanks so much for being here. If you chose the Malachite, of course it's not going to want to focus. The viewfinder is doing its own thing right now. I'm going to put that over here on our little rock coaster, I guess you could call it. I don't know. I like it. I found it somewhere and I've had it for years, but now would be a great time to whip out your coffee, or your juice, your tea, your water, or a little snacky snack, all of the above. Anything that gets you in a comfy, cozy mood. I hope this is comfy and cozy for you. Let me take a sip, and then let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. I'm just kidding. Okay, so for the breakdown, we have a quite a bit we're going through. I tried to switch things up. I know when it comes to monthly predictions, everyone here on YouTube technically has their own version, but I wanted to try and change it a little bit, but there's not many variations you can do, for a monthly prediction. But what we will be looking at is the main theme or lesson this month that you're learning, possible astrology that might be affecting you this month, how your spirit team is helping you, and your main energy for how you're taking charge this month, your main energy. And then for tarot, we'll be looking at love, money, career, and then advice will end with some flower medicine oracle questions. And you guys, lucky you got two. So I'm really excited for this pile. You guys are filling me up with energy. But speaking of energy, my battery appears to be on its last leg, so I will be back to film the rest. Okay, y'all. So after a whole day, I am back ready to film this pile. A couple things I think you guys should be aware of. Not only was my battery just not charging yesterday, but then this morning I had 5% on my phone, and if you don't know, I record my voice, my mic, it's right here. I record it with my phone, so I can't film without those things. So a couple things just right off the bat before we get started. Some of you guys might be feeling frustrated, like especially with Mercury retrograde right now. I know Mercury retrograde will go into most of September. I think it stops on the 15th, so you'll be good after the 15th. But yeah, just expect maybe some technology blocks to like this month, or just pay attention to little Mercury retrograde things. But let's go ahead, pull out your oracles. That way we can get started with your reading. So your first one, we have disorder. I've been having a hard time getting these things to focus, which is like so on brand, right? Hold on. Let's try and do this, maybe. Hello? There we go. Okay. Disorder. I'll just stand up here while we do this. Your second card is the 5th house. We can get it to focus. 5th house, very beautiful. Then we have shadow waters. Oh my gosh, this is like tripping me out. Okay, shadow waters. And your last card, you have the lamb. Look at how cute. Little lamb. Very, very adorable. I'm really excited for your guys' spread. I've been really pumped to do it. I feel like you guys have a lot of similar energies to me, so let's go ahead and start channeling. Why don't we? So let's just break things down. There is an energy of being underestimated, and I'm seeing that mainly from the lamb and a little bit with the disorder, because the lamb is a gentle creature. The lamb is prey. People will look at a small tiny lamb and they'll say like, oh, I can eat them, or I can devour them, or if we put it in like real life context, people don't really look at a lamb personality and think, oh, they're gonna be a showstopper, oh, they're gonna lap me. Like, the lamb is just the lamb, unfortunately, in today's sort of society. And I feel like you've grown up with this knowledge of like, okay, I'm always gonna be a lamb, no one's gonna respect me. I look like, you guys might have a very tiny figure, or you're just a very delicate person, like you have delicate features, or you're just really small. And I think what can happen sometimes is people will oftentimes judge based on the cover of the book, and they'll see someone really tiny or small or timid or shy or something, and they'll underestimate them. They'll underestimate their abilities. They'll not put trust or faith in them to get things done in the way that they want it to. And that's just really unfortunate. But I feel like you guys have struggled with that your whole life, where people just kind of like judge you based on how you look, and they try to kind of keep you in a box, like keep you this timid little meek shy person. And I think this month, you're over it. You're done with that. You're literally not taking anyone's shit anymore, and you're not letting people tell you who you are. You are starting to gain that confidence to be like, yeah, I can be shy or timid or small, but I can also kick your ass. Because you're realizing that what other people have told you about yourself is not what's true. And I'm seeing like the Barbie movie right now, and the whole premise of the Barbie movie, like especially like What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish, it's coming to terms with the fact like you've been put in a box, you've been told what you're supposed to do, who you are, and you haven't been able to form a real identity for yourself. And I think you guys are kind of in a similar boat, but this month you're starting to say, no, I'm going to rewrite the narrative. I'm going to push against what I've always been told is truth, or what I've always been told is my responsibility. And you're starting to make a new name for yourself. But I don't think you're changing much on the outside. It's literally mainly on the inside this month. And especially with Shadow Waters, I think you're confronting the parts of yourself that you've been told to keep hidden, or you've been told don't match with you, or aren't acceptable, socially acceptable. And you're starting to look at those things and say, do I actually not like these qualities about myself, or have I just been told to not like these qualities about myself? I think you're just ready to transform into your higher self. And like, listen, we can go through multiple transformations in our life as far as like becoming who we were always meant to be. But I think now is a really pivotal moment for you as far as asserting yourself, asserting your boundaries, and understanding who you are and what you're capable of. And I think I wouldn't be surprised this month if you ruffle a little bit of feathers. Like, you might be dealing with people who are more comfortable with you staying in a box. Like, how do I say this? Some people get upset when we start to switch up and we start to get way more confident and we start feeling ourselves, and other people will subconsciously be threatened by that, but they don't want to confront their own insecurities, so they take it out on you and say that you're purposely shining too bright, or you're purposely trying to get attention, or you're blah blah blah. And I think if people come at you with that energy this month, which I think is totally possible, I think you're going to be in this unbothered, confident energy where you're like, no longer am I going to be catering to your insecurities. No longer am I going to be switching up how I express myself because you are uncomfortable. That's not your responsibility. You're figuring that out now, and I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are still really young too. I do get sort of like a young, fresh energy here. Or this month you're going to be feeling brand new. You're going to be feeling young because you're returning back to that childlike joy, that childlike innocence. That's something I also associate with the Lamb, as being childlike and having fun. We do have the fifth house here, so I do want you to go to your birth chart and find where the fifth house is in your chart, what sign it's in, if you have any planets there. That's going to be highlighted during this month. I don't know what your chart looks like, so I can't tell you like what specific astrology could be going through your chart. But general fifth house things, I mean, it's ruled by Leo, so you're going to be shining brightly. You might be receiving a lot more attention this month than you've ever received before, and like that will come with maybe some people switching up on you and trying to tell you like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with your confidence, and you're gonna be like, sorry, because you have all these other people coming in and they're celebrating you for your big transformation, and they're starting, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you have people coming back around this month, especially during Mercury retrograde, after you start really feeling yourself. Maybe you're posting lots of pictures on social media. I'm also hearing TikTok, like maybe you guys are doing TikTok dances or something, and those are gonna be blowing up. You're gonna have some people returning that you never would have thought in a million years they would have had a crush on you, but now they're like seeing you shine, really step into that power and that confidence, and they can feel that energetically, and they're being drawn to you like a magnet. So expect a lot of communication. A lot of people are going to be interested in you, interested in dating you. You are going to be very beautiful this month, because Leos are just beautiful. Maybe you are a Leo, but I think there's like a style alter here. Some of you guys are going to be switching up your hair, especially after Venus retrograde. You're going to be getting a haircut that is more suitable for you. Or you're going to be purchasing a perfume that like draws all the people to you. I'm also hearing that like pheromone spray that people are using. I don't know. if you know, you know, but you just have sort of an aphrodisiac quality about you this month, and I think you should really play that up to the max that it can be. Like, have people take you out on dinner dates. Have people do some extra work for you. I mean, not in a manipulative way, but like, you could get away with it this month. I think there are fears you're struggling with when it comes to belief and self-doubt. And I have compassion for you because it's such a chaotic world, and like, it feels like every single job has a different want for their employees, or like, you could say you're shy, and one workplace is gonna love that you're shy, and then another workplace is gonna hate it. And the same thing with people. I feel like you're kind of recognizing that it's not so much about you or what you're doing that causes people to have upsetty spaghetti feelings towards you. It's mainly what they prefer and their shadows and their experiences in life, and that's helping you realize that if people are coming for you or if people are saying nasty things about you, it says so much more about them and where they're at and what they've had to deal with rather than you. And that's giving you a secret little confidence boost, because you're no longer allowing people's words or thoughts to have control over you anymore. And I think this is something you've been working on or working towards for a really long time with Shadow Waters here. I think you've worked really hard to get down to the very dark, deepest depths inside of you. You've done a lot of shadow work. I wonder if you guys have that shadow work journal that I've been seeing on social media a lot. If not, maybe you could be purchasing that this month and doing a lot of shadow work that will continue to help you shine and become your best self. I just feel like you're starting to recognize your inherent worth, and I think you're letting go of a lot of other people's projections. As far as, like, the scene I'm seeing here is this, like, say you're a little lamb, but you've grown up with coyotes, and all the coyotes just make fun of you, and they don't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand why you're not a carnivore, like, things like that. Maybe some of you guys literally don't eat meat, and people make you feel bad about that for some reason. I think you're just starting to realize, like, it's not about you. It has everything to do with the chaotic world around you and the circumstances you're given. And I think this realization has been a long time coming for you, because I think you have struggled for most of your life of trying to people please or trying to just be accepted. I think you guys long for a community, long for connection, long for that safe home that maybe you've never had. And I think this month you are very much on your way to that. We will see what pops up with like love or relationships for the month of September. But whether you're receiving that soul friend group or that soulmate this month or way down the line, this month is going to be pivotal for you in manifesting that to you, because you have to recognize your self-worth and you have to recognize your values and what you bring to the table in order to bring in an equal give and take partnership or even friendships. But you guys are doing so good. I just want to praise you. I just want to say good job. Because it's not easy out here, especially when you're different or especially when you're gentle. I feel like you guys are very sensitive, and that is not in a bad way. Like, I'm a sensitive girly, okay? And I think it's so easy for people in our world, which is so masculine dominated, unfortunately. Emotions, sensitivities, compassion, care, empathy, it's not valued the same way. Is it getting better? Yes, because I mean, think about tarot readings on YouTube. I mean, there are groups of people now making money off of being empathetic, off of being there for people, spreading compassion, spreading love, spreading that universal light. So things are getting better, but it's not easy. It is easier than it has been in the past, but we're still in the thick of it, you know? And I just want to commend you for staying so beautiful, staying so bright, believing in the love that is out there and that you do deserve. And I hope actually, I know you are on the path for amazing things in your life, but I hope you keep your open heart, because your heart is going to lead you to the most success that you want in this life. And I just don't let anyone taint that, because I always try to warn people, when you start to step into your confidence, when you start to step into that light, you have to be prepared for people to leave criticism or to have something to say. Everyone for some reason just feels the need to give their comments or their feedback on everything. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm neurodivergent, but to me it doesn't make sense, because I'm like, if I don't have anything nice to say, I'm not going to say it. Or if I don't have something nice to say and it's about someone, I'll go to them and we'll discuss it. So I don't understand. Maybe you're in the same boat, but I would just say, be prepared for people to purposely go out of their way to misunderstand you, and don't accept it, but take it. Breathe, take some deep breaths. Maybe you'll have to journal about it. It's okay if it makes you cry. I cry so easily when people say mean things about me. But then what you have to do after is return to yourself and realize, I am a bad bitch. I am a bad lamb. I am good. I got all this. I can keep going. And give yourself a little pick-me-up, especially if people try to tear you down. If anyone is working hard to tear you down, work 2 times harder to pick yourself back up. That's the best advice I have for you this month. But overall, I feel like this is a month of you shining. We're going to look into the details, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to be gaining some sort of recognition or just good things coming your way this month. Let's go ahead and whip out the tarot. We've got the Likely Tarot here with us today. We're going to be looking at love, money, career. I'm going to do one more shuffle, and then we will get some cards. I hope you're doing well. I hope this is resonating. This is the second time I've ever done a monthly prediction. The last one I did was almost a year ago, and that was back in October, and it was bad. So I hope this is better. But okay, Spirit, what is coming, or what can pile 3 expect in the love category this month? What can pile 3 expect in love this month? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and divine. Okay. That's too many. I'm gonna take the top one and pull one more. Okay, Spirit, what can pile 3? That's too many too. I'll take that. Okay, we've got the Empress, bruh. And then, okay, we have the Lovers reversed. Give me 1 second. I'm going to clarify the Lovers reversed, actually, Spirit. Uprighter reversed. Uprighter reversed. Okay. King of Cups. Okay. 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 Interesting. And what can pile 3 expect in their money, finances? What can pile 3 expect in finances? We've got the Hanged Man reverse and the 8 of Cups reversed. And what about career, Spirit? What can pile 3 expect this month in their career? What can pile 3 expect this month? Okay. We've got 2 of Cups reversed and 2 of Pentacles upright. Interesting. So I kind of want to start in the career side and go this way. So just bear with me here for a second. Okay. So starting with 2 of Pentacles. A lot of you are balancing multiple jobs right now, or at work, you're being tasked with a lot of responsibilities. Maybe you're doing multiple positions at your work, or you've been offered a position, which means there's more things to delegate. You're having to give people tasks where you have never done that before. There is a sort of energy of trying to balance multiple things going on at the same time. If you guys are in school, this could be talking about like balancing college classes and then being a teacher's assistant and then having sports or extracurricular activities, things like that. Some of you, if you have multiple jobs, one job may be demanding a lot from you, and so you're having to put other things on the back burner, but then you're having to go back and give more energy to that thing on the back burner. It's a lot of balancing energy this month for you, I feel. But I don't think it's to the point where you're overwhelmed. If this was reversed, I would say you're really overwhelmed. You need to take a few steps back. But I feel like this month you're going to be more than happy to step up to the plate, step up to the challenge, and really see what you're made of. And I think this is coming from this newfound confidence that you are developing this month. But I do feel like this is going to be a very, very, very busy month for you. And with the Two of Cups reversed, I wouldn't be surprised if you are becoming a manager, or if you're having to delegate some tasks to other people. There might be some relationships in the workforce that you might have to mediate, as far as you might ruffle some feathers and people might turn on you and you might have to rethink how you word some things. I think there are some people who are a little upset that you are having so much responsibility, or that you get this opportunity, or you just might have to be careful if you are super busy right now to be diligent about your communication and make sure you're not sounding too harsh, because I think it's really easy when we get so much on our plate. It's easy for us to be like, okay, do this, or you do this. Like, when we are going a million miles an hour, it's sometimes hard to take a second and remember, oh my gosh, let's be kind, okay? And so that's just something to be aware of. I think you're going to be excelling in your career. I think the only thing to just watch out for is miscommunications, especially with Mercury retrograde. We don't let a miscommunication fester to the point where it becomes an issue. If you realize that someone might have taken something you said the wrong way, it would be great for you to just re-communicate that and be like, okay, I recognize what I said was it came off this way. I apologize. I did not mean for it to come off this way. This is what I meant. That's a great tool for you this month, is just be very open with your communication. Because Two of Cups reverse, it's not like your relationship is done. It's not like your coworkers hate you. It's just like there's a miscommunication, and if you guys come together and see both sides and work together towards an end goal, which would be whatever you're working towards for the company or whatever, things will be okay. As far as your finances, with the Hangman reverse, this is telling me you're feeling freed from something. Some of you guys are paying off debt this month that you've had for a really long time, which is going to give you a little bit of financial freedom. Some of you guys are making more money. Some of you guys are receiving a promotion. Whatever it is, you're feeling unstuck now from money matters. You're able to save a lot more. You're being smarter with your finances. And I feel like with the Eight of Cups reversed, you're no longer letting like bad habits or like in the moment pleasures to allow you to suffer in the long term. Did that make sense? Was that English? Let me try again. You guys are being smarter with your finances, and you're no longer settling for pleasures that happen in the moment. So what I mean by that is, some of you guys might have been the type where if you see something that sparks joy, you'll just buy it just because it sparks joy. But now you're starting to reframe how you think about money, and you're seeing it as an opportunity for freedom, especially if you're paying off a debt. This month, you're really starting to solidify the idea that, okay, money equals freedom. I may not like how money matters in the world, but I have to work with what I have right now. And you're starting to be smarter in the way of like, okay, I'm not going to spend my money on this right now just because I want it. Let me wait a couple weeks for this big purchase that I really want to get, that's going to help advance me in my life, or something that is really important to me. Like, if I had to put this in context for me, it would be like, okay, I'm not going to be buying Starbucks every morning. I'm going to be making my coffee at home, and all of that Starbucks money is going to be saved so I can later buy a really fancy espresso machine and make better coffee for myself at home. That's the kind of like money mindset that you're shifting to, and it's going to be unlocking so much more for you in the future. I think just this month is going to be a really great month for setting you up for success. That's what I really feel, actually. You're getting serious about excuses you've told yourself in the past. You are no longer letting these fickle things get in the way of your long-term future. You're really starting to look ahead and plan ahead and say, okay, I can either suffer right now or I can continue suffering for the next 5 years. You know, if I suffer for 3 months, that's better than 5 whole years. And that's really responsible of you. That's very mature of you as well. And I do feel whether you're paying off debt or receiving a promotion, money is going to be on the ups this month. No matter what your situation is, you will be receiving more finances. If you've done a prayer recently asking for money for a specific thing, I do feel like that thing is going to be coming through, or you're going to acquire those funds somehow. Also, I'm hearing pay attention to your emails. You might get an opportunity that comes to you through email that you need to be diligent about checking your emails for. It could be a money opportunity or something to get you unstuck. But yeah, I think you guys are just getting really serious about your future and about who you want to be. And you're really starting to like step into that leadership that you know you can be, and you're starting to prove people wrong. Like, anyone who's seen you as timid or shy, or that you'll never be able to step up to the plate, they're going to be eating their words now, and you're going to be seen. People are going to see you succeed, whether you are in the public eye or not. Like, people are going to find out about all the amazing things you're doing, and it's almost going to hit them like a truck. And they're going to feel so guilty about all the things they've said about you in the past. Maybe they've said you're lazy, or that you'll never amount to anything, or that you'll never make it in the career you're at. And some of you guys, it could even be your boss who underestimates you. I'm just going to say it because that's what I'm hearing. And I think this month is going to be a month of putting your money where your mouth is and making everyone else eat their words, because your main focus right now isn't about pleasing other people. It's about pleasing yourself. And that's why you're feeling so motivated and why you're actually able to get things done, because you have a very positive source of, a very good source of energy to put your mind towards. This does not make sense. Sometimes I channel and I'm like, I have no clue what I'm saying, but let's talk about your love situation though for a second, because this can be a little scary, I think, when people see the Empress and then you got the Lovers reversed and the King of Cups reversed. That can be kind of scary. But let's have a little chit chat, okay? No matter what is going on in your love situation, I think you're going to be feeling yourself. I think you're going to be, if things are going awry in your love life or in your relationships this month, you are not going to take it to heart. You're actually going to throw it more on the other person, because you're not taking the responsibility for things that aren't yours anymore. And you're really stepping into that energy of like, I know I'm good. I know I'm a good partner. I know what I bring to the table. You're the freaking Empress, okay? Like, the Empress, you can't get much better of a partner than the Empress or the Emperor, okay? Like, so don't think anything negative about yourself, because you literally are beautiful, amazing, wonderful, talented, all the things. And you're going to be feeling that this month. But with the Lovers reversed, if you're in a relationship, I think this month might be a good month to tell them issues. I wouldn't be surprised if you have Libra or Aries in like big placements in those, or things happening in those, because we just had Mars go into Libra, and so that is going to cause anyone with Aries and Libra placements to really stand up for themselves and to really like not take anyone's bullshit anymore. And rightfully so, because Libras, you are professional people pleasers, and I can say that because look, I'm a Libra. I'm a triple Libra, okay? In the 7th house. Come on, guys. Like, it's bad, okay? We are professional people pleasers. We are pros at letting things slide because we don't want to rock the boat, not, setting our boundaries and setting our expectations high. And I think this month you're realizing, no, I deserve to have an equal give and take. And I think if your relationship partner is not stepping up to the plate, I think you are being strongly encouraged to own your truth and ask them to step up or tell them what you need. With the King of Cups reversed, I feel like if your relationship partner has been slacking or hasn't really been keeping their end of the bargain, I don't believe it's due to a lack of feelings. I think your partner this month has gotten into a routine, or maybe in the past couple months or however long you've been with them, they've gotten into a routine, and so they've kind of forgotten that in order to keep romance alive, they have to keep putting in effort. And that's up to you whether you want to micromanage them or not. I'm just saying what the cards are saying and what I'm being told from Spirit. But I think it's not due to a lack of feelings. It's just that they're being a little selfish right now. And sometimes we all get in those phases where we're just only thinking about ourselves. And honestly, they might not even realize that what they're doing is causing issues in the relationship. And that's why I think you're being really strongly encouraged to get set about what you want and what you don't want in a relationship, and to hold your partner accountable to those standards. Now, for those of you that are single, I don't think dating is going to be a huge topic for you, and I only say that because I don't think you're meeting any suitable suitors. I think you're stepping into this high standards energy, and whoever you have been talking to, you're going to kind of like be lifting the veil and seeing, oh, they're not really where I want my partner to be. And that's not in a mean way, that's just you're starting to realize what matters the most to you. So I don't know if dating will be a big topic for you this month, but if it is, just make sure you have very high standards ready to go. For love, I am going to pull some sacred connection questions. So for your lovers, these are for people in relationships, or if you're dating someone, this will be a question you can ask for deeper intimacy to your lovers. So Spirit, what's a good question for pile 3 to ask their partner? I'll take the top one. We've got, if I can get it to focus, we shall see. How do you wish I expressed my love for you? So yeah, that's a good one. And then for your friends, because we'll pull one for your friends as well. Jeez, I'm just causing drama. Okay. Do a little shuffle, a little shuffle. I'm going to take both of them because why not? So your first one for your friends is, how are you really? And I think that's just like a great thing to ask people in general, because not everyone gets asked, like, how are you, And I think as a society, we could be a little bit better about that. And then we have, what is your favorite quality about yourself, physical and non-physical? Those are great questions to ask your friends. I think those are great. Okay, pile 3. We have your last closing messages. Let me put these away. Give me 1 second. Okay, so your last guidance, we got 2 cards, and your first one is the Tiger Lily, and this says wealth. Very cute. I love this card. It looks so pretty. And then we have Cosmos with order. And that's so interesting, too, because we have the disorder here, which is really interesting. So, how do I want to interpret this? I think if you have any doubts about your financial situation getting better, this is Spirit coming through saying, like, don't worry. In the future, you will have more than enough wealth to take care of not only yourself, but others. And also I'm hearing like you will have enough to give back to the world. I feel like you guys are very passionate about helping the world and giving your resources back. And helping those less fortunate. And maybe you guys aren't in a place now where you can offer so much of your resources, but in the future you absolutely will be. And it's okay for you to be selfish with your finances right now, to focus on you until you're able to get to that point where you can give back to others. I think you guys are very generous, and sometimes you guys might spend more money on people than you should right now, just as like a smart financial advice thing there. But don't worry, it's okay to just focus on you this month, and to not go out of your way for other people, and to focus on your own wealth. As far as cosmos with order, I think this is saying like the world will make sense eventually one day. And I know this whole month is about disorder and going against the grain and working through things when nothing seems to make sense and making your own meaning to life. But eventually things will come together, and it will come together in ways that are so much greater than what you've imagined or what you want. And I can't wait for you to see what you will accomplish in the future. Okay, pile 3. That is all I have for you today. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to give me a like or thumbs up. Feel free to comment. I love reading comments so much, guys. It's my favorite thing. And of course, you can always join us here at the Mellow Yellow Tarot family for more readings in the future. If you subscribe or click that bell, you'll get notifications for when I post. But all right, pile 3, that's all I have for you. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. I love you. Goodbye.